All right, let's talk about it. The one section of the ACT that just makes everyone nervous. Yep, the science test. But what if I told you there's a secret? A way to not just get through it, but to actually kind of dominate it? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, we have got to bust a huge myth. Because most people, they walk into this test thinking they need to be some kind of science genius, right? Like you have to have every single formula from biology and chemistry and physics just locked away in your brain.
And look, that kind of thinking, it leads to this exact feeling. You open the booklet and bam, you're hit with these walls of super dense text, crazy complicated charts, graphs that look like something from a sci-fi movie, and the clock is ticking. You've only got, 35 minutes for the whole thing? The pressure is it's huge. It's so easy to feel totally overwhelmed before you've even answered a single question.
But here's the secret, the big idea. What if it's not a science test at all? Seriously, what if it's really just a test of how well you can read graphs and tables and do it fast? Just thinking about it that way, that one little shift, it changes everything.
And that brings us to what I call the golden rule. This is, and I'm not kidding, the single most important strategy you're going to learn. It will completely transform how you look at this entire section of the test. So here it is. This is your new secret weapon. Are you ready? You always go straight to the questions first. That's it. Forget the long passages, ignore all the descriptions of the experiments for now, just jump right to the question. Why? Because it saves you so much time and stops you from getting totally lost in details you probably don't even need to know.
So this is your new process. It's a simple 4-step plan. Step 1, read the question first. Step 2, find the keywords. What's it asking for and where is it telling you to look? A lot of the time, it'll literally say, based on figure 1 or according to table 2. Step 3, you go only to that figure or that table to find the answer. And step 4, you answer the question. Simple, fast, and trust me, it's so effective.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. That sounds great in theory, but does it actually work? Well, let's put it to the test. Let's walk through a real example from an actual test. This is where you'll really see the magic happen.
Okay, so take a look at this. This is about as classic as it gets for an ACT science question. On the left, you've got this whole big setup, right? Passage V, some diagram with springs, a bunch of text, figure 1, figure 2, the whole shebang. And on the right, there's the question. Now, the old you, the you from 10 minutes ago, would have started right at the top of that passage and tried to read every single word.
But not us. Not anymore. We're using the golden rule. So we are going to completely 100% ignore all of that text. Let's just read the question. It says, based on figure 1, what is the expected displacement of the spring on Earth's surface with a block of 0.8 kilograms attached? See that? The question literally told us exactly where to go. Figure 1.
So that's what we do. We look at figure 1, we find the line that's labeled Earth, we go over to 0.8 kilograms on the bottom axis, we go straight up to that line, and then we look across, and boom, the answer's right there. So let me ask you, did we need to read any of that long, confusing passage on the left? No way, absolutely not. And that is how you save a ton of time and just stay focused.
All right, so you've got the golden rule. That's your foundation. Now, let's add a few more powerful tools to your toolkit. These are going to help you maximize every single point you can get on test day.
So to back up that golden rule, you just need to remember 3 more key strategies. We're talking about triage, the process of elimination, and a simple one, never, ever leave a question blank.
First up, triage, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Like in a hospital ER, you handle the easy stuff first. So you scan the questions for a passage and you find the ones that are like, according to figure 1, and you do those immediately. You lock in those easy points, you build your momentum, you build your confidence, and then you can circle back to the harder ones later. Next up is POE, process of elimination. This is huge. Don't just hunt for the right answer. Instead, your job is to get rid of the answers that are clearly wrong. A lot of the time, you can spot 2 or even 3 answer choices that are just impossible. You cross those out, and suddenly, even if you have to guess, your odds are way better.
So when you put all this together, what do you have? Yeah, they're tips and tricks, but it's more than that. It's about a complete and total shift in your mindset when you approach this test.
Look, you're not taking a science test anymore. You're playing a game against the test makers. And now you know the rules. This whole thing is about strategy. It's about speed, and it's about reading data.
You now have everything you need to outsmart this test.
So when you walk into that test room, I want you to remember this. Remember the golden rule. Remember your new toolkit. You are not at the mercy of the clock anymore. You're not going to be intimidated by those long passages. You have a plan. You have a strategy. So the real question is, who's in control now? That's right, you are.